This is Oscar Bevis for the Stomping Ground, powered by Wow Hydrate and available on the zone. Liam Cameron, pleasure to be able to sit down with yourself on Riyadh season fight week. Dmitry Bivol versus Artur Beterbiev tops this mega card. Can you quite believe what's going on right now?
Don't think nothing's sunk in at the minute. I've just seen my half brother, who were lost at birth, me and Beterbiev, give him a little fist pump, said hello to him. Buzzing, proper buzzing.
Did he recognise you from your days back in Dagestan?
I tried to tell him that, like, we've met before and stuff. I think he's a bit tired, innit? I didn't want to disturb him, but when he gets this big payday for this fight, I'll be saying we're like a bit blood related, so I could get a bit out in him.
Does that mean he gets a little cut of yours as well?
I'm not getting nowhere near him, am I?
Don't know, you never know. Yeah, from your debut, 2009, in, I believe, the City Hall in Sheffield. Obviously, the boxing landscape has changed. Las Vegas was the glitz and the glam, and that's not to say it isn't now, but did you ever believe that 15 years on, fighting in Saudi Arabia would ever be a possibility?
Do you know what? It's going to sound a bit ignorant, this, because when I were a good amateur, I always thought I were going to do well. It never happened. Through lack of motivation with money, turning pro too early, getting paid peanuts and stuff, I took the foot off the gas. But this year's been my best year I've ever had. I've been, since the Arthur fight, I had a week off. I was straight back in gym. I've been constant. I've done no holidays. No family time. I've been a bit of an horrible guy, to be fair, because my family's suffered as well. They've done no, and I've just said to them, it'll all be worth it, and let me have a big run at this boxing. We'll be able to have a good time after, and hopefully I can repay them back for what they've done for me and help me.
Do you feel like you're making up for lost time, almost? Like you mentioned, you didn't really want to get out of the gym. I guess you want to cherish the years you've got left as a professional. Do you feel like a bit of it is making up for lost time?
Yeah, it's got to be, innit? And I think, do you know what? God's put me on this path because what happened to me were crazy. After my ban, I got 4 years. They changed the ruling to a maximum 3 years for my ban. Just sod's law. What happened? It weren't performance enhancing. I'm not saying I did it. It's not acceptable to test positive for something, but we're a 10th of a recreational line. Now, you know you can get that in with money and stuff. People aren't going to believe me, but I'm not going to sit here like a donut after taking 4 years. I could have took 18 months ban and pleaded guilty, but I only can go on with what I know, and I know I didn't do it. And that's on anything.
Do you feel like what you're achieving now and what you're going to achieve before the end of your career is a little bit of a two fingers to some people? Like there'll be a few people looking on.
I just got bad
that are
thoughts.
A bit like, do you know what? And you can kind of look back and go, there's your two fingers.
I had a different thought with 2 fingers. I'm not going to lie, when you met, I thought my mind went a bit dirty, but yeah, I see what you mean now. Yeah, getting up rods and that.
Yeah, I meant an up yours just for those listening. We thought this was going to take a dark turn. Is it a little bit of a fuck you then? I'll use the fuck you because I'm off camera doing it.
Could be, you know. Could be my subconscious saying, because I only come back, I thought I'm going to come back and show these lot. People laughing at me, saying, because I got my weight off a few times, ended up slipping back into routine, didn't I? But yeah, it's probably a subconscious F you.
Yeah. Because I remember seeing you update on social media saying, this is my time, it's all going to fall into place now. And then it would go a bit silent for 6 months, and then you'd go, now's my time, it's all going to fall into place again. So you had kind of loads of kickstarts that never really went anywhere.
Because you know what it were? The ban were that ridiculous. I would thought, right, I'll train 2 years out before my ban's up. Then I'd do 6 months solid, get down quite a bit of weight, and I think, I've got another 18 months yet. I had no motivation. When the ban actually ended, that's when I thought, right, do you know what it was like?
Is it because there's no paycheck in sight? Like you're motivated. I know you want to go in, you want to win, but I guess your motivation partly for this fight is that I can put the work in, get in the ring, and at the end, so I was going to put money in my bank account.
Yeah, you're right. But I were trapped in a boxer's brain. Liam Cameron, what's done boxing since he was 8-9 years old. I was trapped in a fat man's body. And I used to look outside at mirror to myself. And I know this is swearing, I used to look and I used to think, you fat bastard, Liam. I used to think, come on now, this ain't you. And I used to feel sorry for myself. But my biggest regret in life, and this is to people watching, when you are down and you there's no way out, I felt sorry for myself. I wanted sympathy. And the minute you say, right, it's only you what's coming to help you. No one's coming to save you. It's got to be you. And when that day happened, I took full control, took the bull with horns, and I come back. And I've showed now that anything's impossible in life. I know I've said it on other interviews. I couldn't save £100 before. I didn't have it in me.
Yeah.
Now I can save £200.
Mate, I love it. It's been some story, and it doesn't end Saturday night. It gets even bigger. Is it weird for you because you're a fighter who has been doing it since, like you said, the age of 8? People were talking about the Lyndon Arthur performance, throwing praise at you, but you would have walked away from that night thinking, fuck, that's a fight that I could have nicked. So people are throwing praise at you for a defeat. Has it been quite weird? Because the way you performed was admirable. You were brilliant. You gave Lyndon one of his toughest tests, and he's been in with some ridiculous fighters. Dmitry Bivol will be on that wall. Yeah. But is it quite weird that a lot of the praise you're getting thrown at is for one of your career defeats?
Ben's dismissing me a bit. And I know I might be bigging myself up. Lyndon Arthur took Bivol 12 rounds. But Bivol emptied the tank on Arthur and couldn't do nothing with him. I hit Arthur with some big shots. I'm not disrespecting Arthur. I think he's a great fighter. And I wished him all the best. And he took some big shots off me. And it says why I are tough is because he took Bivol's. And I'm around. I've got to be around that level. Do you know what I mean? Ben's boxed. I'm not saying he's boxed the way he can in front of him. But this is a big, big step up for him. And it's up to me to show this. I'm tough. You've got to... I don't really want to say this. You've really got to kill me to stop me. Because I'm not a quitter. I can take some pain, mate. I've took pain in my life and I've come back from stuff. So pain isn't an issue.
I've got a feeling it's going to be a brilliant fight. I really have. I saw a little clip that I believe it was Sky, but I don't want to get it wrong. So apologies if I've got the wrong content team because I know they would care about this. The thing where you answer the questions, about each other, and the question asked to Ben was, "What's something you like about Liam?" And he went, "His face tattoo."
Yeah, he was lying.
And then they went back to you. They went, "What do you like about Ben?" And you just sat there in silence, and then the camera just cut.
Yeah, but it's not come out yet. But Ben took it a bit personal. He called me a big nose in the room. And do you know me? I can come up to a guy and shake his hand, give her a hug before I fight, and still want to kill you at the same time. So I can be like that. He's obviously can't really look at me.
So is there a little bit of needle now, would you say?
No, not really.
Have you seen each other in the hotel?
I've seen him with, I don't look at him, he don't look at me, but that's probably his way. What's the famous saying? You can kill a man, but not, I don't mean literally, so don't take this wrong way, it's a saying. You can kill a man in one night and hold a baby in the other night. Is that what it is? Something like that? So
I get the morality behind it, I do.
So like, I can shake his hand and be friendly with him. I've probably dinner with him tomorrow if I wanted to.
And then you can go to
I still
war
want
on
to
Saturday.
take his head off next day.
Yeah. What do you make of the showboating? I know it's, I guess, one of the biggest talking points when we talk about Ben. Flick the jab out, little dance, little shuffle. What do you make of that?
I think it gives him confidence. It's like a saying, walk into the ring confidence and you'll take it into your performance. It's a psychological edge, and if that gets him up and gets him relaxed, that's what he's going to do. I think he does it for that, not to act, because some of the moves, what he does, are like rushed like his backhand where he slaps him. That's because he don't know. He actually probably don't know what he's actually doing.
Okay. Well, I'm interested to see how he plays it. If we're going to get some of the showboating, and obviously what sort of stuff you can throw back to Ben, stuff that he wouldn't have seen before.
Might actually be.
Why don't you start doing what he does?
Do you know what it were? I used to
360
have that,
spin.
I used
pop,
to have
pop.
that kind of style. I used to mess about in amateurs and stuff, hands down, stick my chin out, all from Naz. But now I follow Beterbiev. So I'm a bit like that. They call me the Sheffield's Beterbiev.
Do they?
Yeah.
Where they call that in the locals?
Yeah, in
Working
locals.
club.
I've had a few comments saying Jorge Masvidal.
I've
I've had a couple saying
Masvidal's a good one.
Sean O'Malley. Nah, that's not good in that, is it?
I think that's unfair on you, to be honest with you. Yeah.
But Jorge Masvidal, that's what they're saying I am.
Yeah. Cross between Masvidal and Beterbiev. I'll tell you what, that would be some fighting man. Right, in terms of your whole career, I know Saturday's the most important thing, and it is tunnel vision for that. If I can ask you one more question, what is the Liam Cameron bucket list? What is it that you want to tick? So by the time the gloves are hanging on the wall, you want to have gone, I've done this, I've done it. Is it an arena? Is it a belt? What is the Liam Cameron bucket list for beyond
A
Saturday
nice
night?
house with a car. Peace of mind, knowing I've gave everything to boxing. Materialistic things like belts and stuff. In boxing, when I packed in, no one cared about me. You're forgotten. So in that way, just a nice house for my kids, nice garden, peaceful life, good food, and to know I've given it 100%.
And it says a lot about you that you didn't mention anything boxing related. Liam, what a pleasure.
Thank you.
Perfect place to cut it.